Hello, you. I'm so glad you're here. If you're new here, my name's Rebecca. This is my new weekend inspiration, and today I'm taking just a couple of staple pieces and we're going to decorate it in many different ways for different seasons also. So let's go ahead and get started. These are my staple pieces. I have my vegetable basket, which I thrifted for $4. And I got a couple of risers, and yes, a bowl makes a perfect riser. This one is a little wooden bowl, and I'm going to set it down in there so that I can raise up my two ironstone pitchers that I'm putting in here. And this one is from Hobby Lobby, and I really love the shape of it. And then I'm also picking a small ironstone creamer to go on top of the bowl. Some of you remember the basket that I did last summer with the faux lettuce and the seed packets, and I know how you love that, so I thought I would do some different decorating with the same basket. Let's go ahead. We're going to get started with a spring one. Now I have a candle holder. Now you can use a different riser if you want and get creative. You don't have to have just these particular items that I have. You can use what you find in your home. So I'm going to use this candle holder, and I'm going to put a bird cage. Now I got this bird cage from Hobby Lobby many years ago, but because I have been seeing quite a few of them out at yard sales recently, and I put just a little nest with some eggs in it. You could put a bird, you could put flowers in it. You just have to be creative and use what you have on hand. The next thing that I'm going to add is a tea towel, and this one is a yellow check, and most of you know my house is a farmhouse style, so you'll see a lot more touches of farmhouse, but you can be creative on any color of towel that you have. Pick a bright color for spring. I also had these tulips on hand that I had got from Amazon.com, so I'm reusing these. I'm adding just a little bird that I had on hand in front of the basket, but you could also get creative if you wanted to add a bunny for spring or just a flower or some kind of little figurine that you may have for spring. To add a bit more touch to this, I added some of the tulips into the vase, and that created just a little bit more, looks a little more fuller and a little more layers. Okay, again, we're starting off with just our basics, our basket and our ironstone items. And next, we're going to decorate for Valentine's Day. So I have a couple of dollies here, and I know some of you may have some of these on hand. If you don't have the dollies, no worries. Go ahead and use a napkin or a tea towel. Now, I didn't have any red roses for Valentine's Day, but I do have these pink peonies or peonies, whichever one you call them, and I think they look adorable in this basket. So I'm going to go ahead and add a couple of galvanized hearts that I have on hand, and I just love these. And I put one up in the vase and the other one in front of the basket. And I'm just going to add a candle called champagne something, I'm not sure, but just to add to this vignette for the Valentine's Day holiday. Again, we're going to go back to our basic basket and two ironstone pieces. And this time we're going to decorate in a farmhouse style. I added a old cutting board that I had thrifted many years ago. I just love how it just looks so faded and worn and used. But I'm going to add that to the back of the basket. A thrifted ball jar that I had recently paid $3. I know some of you have these on hand. So this is just going to be more of a farmhouse style. And this is how I decorate in between the seasons when I don't want any kind of theme or season. It's usually farmhouse style. I have some wooden utensils. Some of these I had thrifted, some of them I found at Hobby Lobby. So this time I'm going to add a green check tea towel along with my rolling pin in the front. And it's just that simple, but I love it. Have you seen the new mushrooms? I got these from Hobby Lobby. I'm sure other stores are carrying them. I think they're adorable, and I wanted to add them to this farmhouse style basket. And I just think they're so cute. Keep in mind that if you don't have an old veggie basket, you can use any basket and create these same vignettes in seasonal styles in any basket. It doesn't have to be a vintage vegetable basket. I know quite a few of you have those. For this vignette, I have added some hydrangeas in a light and white color. And this theme is going to be more for summer. I'm going to add a flag. You can do it for summer or the 4th of July. I also thrifted a little blue and white heritage plate, and adding some daisies to the basket instead of the hydrangeas also is a great summer flower to add in. Now, if you wanted to add a towel to this, you could. So going back to our basic basket, this time I want to do a neutral fall or autumn. So I've added the candlestick because I'm going to add a pumpkin on there. And I picked one of my favorite tea towels in the fall color. I just love this muted orange towel with just a touch of teal in it. And I do love plaids for fall. And I picked up these neutral colored hydrangea stems from Hobby Lobby. They were fairly cheap, I think under $2. So I picked a couple of those up. And then next I'm going to add a neutral colored pumpkin, and again mine is from Hobby Lobby, but you guys use what you have on hand, and you can do in any color that you want. The next thing that I'm going to add to this is just a little squirrel, and he was brown, I think, and I wish I left him brown. That's a bit too white for me, so I don't know, I may wind up painting this squirrel a different color. So it's a little bit too white and bright, but you could use anything that you have on hand, any little figurine, or just add another pumpkin. Here I'm also changing out. This is a napkin, and I had made a ditzy floral napkin several years ago. And then I have some different stems that I'm adding, and I'm going to also put a pumpkin on the candlestick. So I want to add a pumpkin in front and one up on the candlestick. The one up on the candlestick, I think, could have been a little bit larger pumpkin up there just for show. And to top it off, I had these wheat, and how adorable is this in this vase? I think it just finished this vignette off for me, and I am loving the colors for fall. Once again, we're going back to start with our basic, and I am using the candlestick again. I've got a black and white striped tea towel that I want to add. And this could be summer into fall. Also have some sunflowers, and these are actually napkin rings. So again, using what I have on hand, and I don't want to go out and buy anything new, but I'm using this same basket through all the seasons. Now, if you have a bee skep, one of those that may even be handmade, I made some several years ago, but I had got this off of a clearance, I think at Hobby Lobby, and I'm just going to use that. But you can be creative on what you put up on the candlestick with the bee theme. I do have a little bee. I put him up on the riser, and the riser is a little bit bright, but here it is without the riser. And I really think it's cute either way, but I think I would leave the riser out of it. So that is my bee theme. And next, again, we're starting at the beginning. And last but not least, I wanted to do something a little for Christmas. And you'll have to use your imagination. I couldn't get to all my Christmas stuff, but I added a little tree here in the basket. I don't have the candlestick in there, or no risers. And again, going back to the farmhouse style Christmas, I have a red check napkin. Could be a tea towel or a napkin, or any color that you like for the holidays. You could also bring out some ornaments around this basket. You could put the ornaments on the tree. And then I brought out my black candlesticks. But another thing that would be adorable here would be if you have a small nativity that you could put there in front of the basket. But I do have these candle and candlesticks. So you can get creative on the Christmas style, different colors, decorate the tree, and just let your imagination go with whatever theme that you're having for the holidays. I hope today I have inspired you in some way to decorate your baskets. Look for my new weekend inspiration videos weekly.